Hey seniors, Ms. Parnell here to give you an update, much anticipated update on graduation. So this year doesn't look like normal years. We know that, which means that graduation is not going to look like a normal graduation. And we know that as well. But I'm here to tell you what we are going to be able to do. So the first thing is pretty cool is you're going to get two graduations. You're going to get a virtual one and then an in-person ceremony. All right, so let's talk about the virtual one for a minute. So that'll be on Friday, June 12th. It's going to air at 3 p.m. on Cable News Channel 2, which is like the news channel that's like for the Winston-Salem government, Winston-Salem Forsyth County Schools, that type of thing. Now, if you don't have cable or you want to send it to someone who doesn't live around here, it's also going to be online. So I'll get you the website and the information and stuff like that coming up on how you can view it online, like on your computer, tablet, phone, stuff like that. And basically what the virtual graduation is, it's like the ceremony. So you'll have like your welcome, your principal's address, you know, your class president, your valedictorian, your salutatorian, and their speeches, the speech from the real speaker, which is the teacher of the year, Miss Kearney. It'll show everyone's pictures with everyone's names. They'll also have like the choir's going to sing. They always get to sing every year at graduation, so they're doing a virtual choir this year, and they're going to show like slideshows and pictures and stuff like that that you guys have been submitting to me. Some awards we give out at graduation, like the Montague Award, Junior Marshals, everything like that will be in it. So it'll be pretty cool. Definitely something you want to check out Friday, June 12th at 3. And then the following Monday and Tuesday are when we're going to have our in-person ceremony at Glenn. Okay, so the first thing is the date. So it's Monday, June 15th and Tuesday, June 16th. Okay, Monday, June 15th is more the morning. Tuesday, June 16th is more the evening and afternoon. So you get to pick and sign up for what works best for you, for your schedule, life, work, travel, people coming in, whatever you want to do. Okay. So I'm going to tell you about them, and I want you to be thinking about these, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to open it all up at once so everyone can sign up at the same time, so everyone has a chance to get whatever they want, kind of like if you were buying tickets to a concert or something like that. And more information will be coming out about when that'll be. So here are the groups. There's 4 groups. So the first one on Monday is 9 a.m. to 11. The second one on Monday is 11:30 to 1:30. All right, then on Tuesday, group number 3 is 2 to 4. And then group number 4 is 4:30 to 6:30. So you think about what works for you, morning, evening, Monday, Tuesday, that type of thing. We have a rain date scheduled for Wednesday, June 17th, if we need it. All right. So let's talk about the procedure and how this is actually going to look. All right. So let's say you're graduating at the 9 a.m. slot on Monday. You cannot arrive to campus prior to 8:45. So you can't arrive prior than 15 minutes before your go time, which I know is a little, for some of you early birds, maybe a little bit nerve-wracking, but I'll tell you, you'll kind of see why in a minute. So the campus is going to be closed off, so you can't get on it early. So if you're early, go sit over at Sheets, or something like that. And basically what you're going to do is you're going to enter campus from Union Cross Road, okay? And you're going to enter on Carl Clark. Carl Clark is the road that runs from Union Cross all the way to Glen High, does a little loop behind the school, beside the student parking lot, beside the stadium, the water tower, where the main entrance is, beside the soccer practice field up to the tennis courts. That's Carl Clark. You cannot enter it off Glen High Road. So if you live in Winston, you're going to have to come all the way up to the stoplight, turn on Union Cross Road, then pull in. Because Carl Clark will be operating as a one-way street that day, and you have to enter off Union Cross Road. So you'll enter off Union Cross Road, and then you'll turn right at the stadium into the parking lot. Okay, and as soon as you turn right, you're going to turn right again, like into the student parking lot. All right, so try and envision this with me, right? And then you're going to turn right again. So you're going to right into the parking lot, then turn right, and you're going to come up to where the activity buses are usually parked. And basically, you're just going to weave your way around the outside perimeter of the parking lot. So you're going to come up to where the activity buses are parked, kind of like parallel to Carl Clark, then turn, and you're kind of up beside Union Cross Road now where they park too. And you're headed down, you're still just weaving your way along the edge up at Union Cross Road like you're headed to the 400 building in guidance. When you get to guidance, it kind of turns. And so you're still just like following in line right there, coming in front of guidance, coming in front of the old gym, the new gym. And then you make a right at the gym and it turns along the edge of the gym and it goes down the side of the gym. And then, there's like a T. Okay, so like right where the gym locker rooms end, where you can drive across to go to that parking lot where the cafeteria is, where the stadium entrance is, that's where the first car will stop. So if you're the first one, that's where you'll be, and everyone else will be lined up in that way I told you behind. And so this is why that's why you don't need to necessarily get there early. Even if you get there 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes late, you're going to be fine, because it's going to take a while for all this to move through. So you can just come and then get in your spot and then roll through. So at 9 a.m., the wheels will start rolling. What's going to happen is the first car is going to pull up to the stadium right there where the home entrance is to the stadium. Only the graduates allowed out. One of the things I'm going to talk about in a minute is that only a graduate's allowed outside of the car through this, unfortunately, I know. So the graduate will get out and go into the stadium and have their picture made. I'll also speak about the stadium here in a little bit too, but we know it was important to you guys, so that's why we have a photo op here. We hired a professional photographer who's going to be there and at the stage, and they're going to be taking pictures for you, because if no one else can get out of the car, it's going to be really hard to get pictures made on your phone and stuff like that. So we have a professional photographer who's going to take all these pictures, and then we're going to give all these pictures to you free of charge. So you can download them, save them, share them, put them online, print them at Walmart, whatever you want to do. You, your family, your friends, everyone. And so we want you to have really good pictures, and that was the way to do it. So we hired a professional photographer who's going to take a picture of you in the stadium. You'll have the water tower, the pretty green field, everything behind you is going to be a great picture. And so just this graduate gets out, takes the picture, gets right back in the car, and then they keep rolling. So you roll beside the stadium like you're exiting the parking lot. Get to Carl Clark, you'll have to make a right. And so you'll weave your way down Carl Clark. Now what you'll find here is all the teachers that are not signed up for a specific duty during your time period, they're going to be just like camped out along Carl Clark, basically, you know, tailgating, chairs, tents, whatever at their car, decorations, cheering you on. And so we're going to play Pomp and Circumstance through the stadium. We should have a new stadium speaker by then, hopefully. So if not, we'll play in the old one. You'll still be able to hear it. And so windows down, parading around, hearing the graduation song. It's going to be a really cool experience. All the teachers cheering you on, clapping. So you get a little parade in the middle of it, which is really nice. And then so you'll drive down Carl Clark by the water tower, and then you'll get to the main entrance. And so you'll make a right to come up to the main, like you're coming up to the front office. Weave your way up. And basically, you know, like it comes up beside the softball field, and right when it gets to like where the softball field ends, where the football practice field is, and it opens up into a parking lot, you'll have to stop right there. Because what we're going to do now is we're going to kind of drive on the wrong side of the road, if you will, because we don't want to keep going, because we don't want any cars in the background of your like stage picture. So you'll stop right there. There'll be like an officer directing traffic. And so then you'll make a left and you'll go along the back of the softball field. And then you'll kind of go around that curve, which is like how you exit out of that parking lot usually, where you're going beside the baseball field, like headed to the bus lot. And you'll come up to the main building. But if you're looking at the main building, you'll come up on the left side instead of the right side, which is kind of, you know, which is not normal, right? So you'll come up on the left side to the front of the building. When you get to the front of the building, will be a staging area. So the graduate will get out of their car, and there'll be some areas for several people to stand in line, 3, 4, 5, something like that. And you'll get an index card with your name on it. And so what you'll do is there are staff who have signed up to be speakers. Now, some guidance counselors want to read all their kids' names. So this may be you. It may be a teacher you've had before. They know how to say your name, but it could be someone you've never had before. So while you're standing there, that's where you and the speaker are going to prep how to say your name and like practice it and make sure they know. Because, you know, some of us have names that are harder to pronounce than others. And you want to make sure this is right. This is a really important moment for you guys, and we don't want to have any mistakes. So you guys will kind of stand there in that staging area practicing it. And then you'll move up as people go across the stage. And then when it's your turn, speaker will go on stage to the podium. They'll call your name. You'll walk across the stage just like normal. You'll get your black diploma cover from Mr. Craddock. Admin will be there. Everybody's dressed up, robes, the whole 9 yards. And the photographer, there's another photographer there. They'll be taking pictures of you walking across the stage, you know, where you get to smile and do your photo op. It's going to be a really cool picture. And so then you'll get off and you'll walk off the stage. So where the stage is perpendicular to the front of school, which basically means like a T. So if here's the front of school, here's the stage. Okay, so the back of the stage is to the stadium. So if you want to tell people in your car who wants the best pictures hanging out of their car, filming you taking pictures, they need to be in the driver's seat and the back seat behind the driver. Those are your two best spots, okay? Because they're just going to look, because you're going to be coming around the baseball field. You're going to, after they drop you off at the staging area, they're going to make kind of a tight turn and just come up right in front of that stage. And they're going to look out at the stage, you, behind it's the stadium and the water tower. So it gives like the best shot. Having the stage there gives the best shot of the stadium and the water tower and everything. So after you get off the stage, you'll go to a table where you'll get an envelope, most likely from Miss Carmichael. She'll be manning it with some other people. And in that envelope is your actual diploma. So every year they just give out the black diploma cases on the stage anyways, because it's never anything we wanted to mess up on stage, giving someone the wrong piece of paper. And so you go to a place after that, you get your actual diploma. There'll be other things in the envelope like picture cards, certificates maybe, stuff like that. If there was anything, information about our photographers, probably a bunch of other stuff I can't think of, but it'll be in that envelope and you'll get that from Miss Carmichael. Your next stop will be your senior t-shirts. We've talked about this t-shirt. You guys got to vote on it. I believe it's gray. I hope I'm not saying this wrong. And it was the one that said seniors. And the one I showed it to you was burgundy, but obviously that's not our school color. So we're doing like blue and orange and stuff. And it had like a hat, like a cap, you know, on the S and stuff like that. And it'll have everyone's name on the back, have a paw print, stuff like that. So you'll get your t-shirt. There'll be a place to pick up if you still have not gotten your class gift that we delivered, cap and gown pictures, anything seniory last minute that you haven't got, you'll get to get it there. Then there'll be a table with the awards from Awards Day. So more information will be coming out about Awards Day, but they are going to do one. It's going to be virtual, very similar to the Winter Sports Banquet, if you attended that. And so a lot of people get an actual award on Awards Day. And so if that's the case, you can pick up your actual award there, whether it's a trophy, a plaque, a medal, you know, whatever. And so you'll be able to get that. So you have all those stops that you'll go to, and the car will kind of just be like inching up beside you as you do it. Other people will be coming across the stage behind you and their car's coming. And then you'll get back in the car. And by now, you're probably kind of at the end of that parking lot row of parking spaces, kind of facing the softball field with the main office behind you, the stage kind of over there. And so you'll stop because this is where it was like kind of one way and we were crossing each other. And so there'll be an officer directing traffic. And then you'll pull out and go back down to the main drive. And then a car will pull out to go up. And then they'll pull out and it'll kind of just like crisscross. And so then you'll head down the main drive back to Carl Clark. You'll have to make a right onto Carl Clark because it's one way. So even if you live the other way, you'll have to make a right. Go out to Glen High Road and you'll get to exit out there. And so there'll be someone directing traffic and stuff like that. So that's pretty much the process of how that's going to work. Let me look at this and make sure I'm not missing anything to tell you. All right, so a couple notes to remember. First off, a vehicle. So we're everyone gets one vehicle. If you need two, let us know, okay, so that we can kind of like plan accordingly and stuff like that. If you need two vehicles, let us know. Obviously, you can't have more than two vehicles. Two's the max, unfortunately. Let's talk about what is a vehicle. This cracked me up that we'd have to do this, but you never know. So a vehicle is a car, a truck, a van, or an SUV. So no motorcycles that are crazy loud. No mopeds that are crazy slow or little. No buses. Good try. And no like trailers on the back of trucks, because the buses and the trucks, it's a really tight turn you're going to have to make up at the baseball field to like get in that first row of parking spaces and like kind of go down parallel to the stage. So we can't accommodate anything that large. So two vehicles at the most. Let us know if you need to, if not one. And only the graduates out of their car. And I know that was a tough one to swallow, you know, when we found that out, like it was. So like I said, make sure the person's in the driver's seat or back seat on the driver's side to get the best view of the stage. Told you about hiring a professional photographer and how you get all those pictures for free. Get to pick up your t-shirts, your gift, your cap and gown photos, awards, plaques, trophies, stuff like that. So I think I hit all the main stuff. But while I have you, I wanted to tell you personally too, that I want you to know that we know that this is not what you thought you were going to get. It's not what Ms. Carmichael and I thought we were going to get. Like, what a year to sign up to be first year advisors, right? Like, whew. But I just wanted to tell you, and I want you to know how hard we worked for you. I'm trying not to get like choked up or emotional here, but it is emotional. I'm not a graduate. I'm not one of you guys, but I have been. And I graduated from Glenn, and so did Miss Carmichael. And we donned the orange and all that. So it's special. It means something to us. It's personal. You know, this isn't just a job for us. And that's why we took it on. And so it breaks our heart that you have to go through this. You know, we're parents now. Like, I get it from your parents' point of view. Like, you know, you've worked so hard for this for years, and for someone to tell you, like, you can't get out of the car and take their picture, like, I get it. That's tough. But I want you to know that we did everything we could to make this special. Everything, this isn't our first choice on stuff. You know, I know it's not yours and it's not ours either. And, you know, things kept changing on us. So we put together a task force, and it was made up of really good teachers, bobcats, people who have been involved with seniors, with graduation. You know, Miss Carmichael and I needed help. We got Miss Head from the past. You know, Miss Hefner, she was helping with graduation when I came through here. Miss Earnhardt was. You know what I'm saying? These are people who've been involved in graduation for years. They bleed orange, you know. The McCormicks, you know, with Miss McCormick helping with yearbook, Mr. McCormick knowing how to do everything like facilities-wise on campus, Ms. Coles that works with seniors. I mean, we had a really good group helping us. And I want you to know that everyone on that group, we met all the time. We talked nonstop. And we worked to do what is best by you. And I know some of these things aren't ideal. I know some of these restrictions we're telling you about are not what you wanted to hear. And I know it's hard when you see other places that aren't doing it. It's hard for us too. You know, people keep sending us stuff like, why can't we do it like this? And it's like, well, we had our back against a wall. And, you know, it was a learning experience for, I don't know if I can speak for everyone, but for me. And, you know, these were directives that came down from us. They're laws, you know, or directives that came, you know, from our district or whatever. We got all these restraints. So when we first started doing it, I know I asked you guys like your opinions on stuff, and I want you to know why and, you know, how your data was used and how we tried to use it. The stadium came back as being overwhelmingly what was most important. So in the beginning, we started planning how we could do it in the stadium. But when the directive, and we thought we were going to be able to, you know, in a way, but when the directive came out that you had to stay in your car and it had to be a drive-through, there was nothing we could do at that point. You can't see inside the stadium from a car. And we know, we went up there and looked around. Nowhere is good enough. So we had to, you know, we had to scratch the stadium, and that hurt. That was tough. That was a hard pill for me to swallow. And then we found that if you're in the main office parking lot, it has the best view of the stadium and the water tower. But we didn't want to just give up the stadium. That's why we have that photo op. If it sounds random or weird or stupid, that's why we have that first photo op, so that you get a picture in the stadium, because we know that's important to you. It's important to us. And so we want you to have that picture, you know, even though it's not the way we thought it would be. It's not the stadium pictures of graduation you thought you would have. You still have one, you know. And so just stuff like that. Like, I want you to know that a lot of these rules were not our decision, and we had to go with it. And I know it seems weird that I know several of you guys were asking for details, and it seemed like maybe we were hiding it or something. We really weren't. The game changed constantly. If you know me, you know I fly by the seat of my pants, and that usually doesn't bother me. So to say this was like causing me anxiety really says something, right? It was just changing so much, and we just didn't feel like we could give you the right answer. And we didn't want to give you an answer we had to like, I mean, I already told you guys some dates and I had to go back and change it. You know, I was pretty confident when I told you those dates, or I wouldn't have. So we're pretty confident with this, but I don't know. I guess things could change. You could see a video part 2 or something, but we didn't want to tell you things till we knew for sure. And this, you know, I'm filming this today on Saturday. Even Friday, the dates changed on us again and got moved, you know, to the next week, to that Monday and Tuesday and stuff like that. And, you know, so we're trying to make this the best it is, but just know that we understand your frustration. But I don't think at this point there's anything else we could do. I know for a fact, again, I can just speak for me. I worked on this really late last night, making a map that you're also going to see in the Google Doc and stuff like that. And I just remember when I went to bed last night, like, I was at peace. We've done all that we can. We've planned it the best that we can. It's still going to be great. It's not like you thought it would be. It's not even like how I thought it would be working within these restrictions, to be honest. But it's still going to be great. It's your graduation, one of the absolute most important days of your life. And I want you to know that we will make it like that for you. Okay? So please just, you know, I don't know, believe us or trust us on that. You know, you have a wonderful staff at Glenn High School, wonderful staff that's going to do whatever it takes to make this day special for you. We'll go above and beyond. You know, we'll do whatever we can, decorations, you know, and maybe some other things I haven't even thought of yet that'll pop up. So it will be a special day. It'll be memorable. it'll be more memorable in some ways than other people's because of how different and unique it is. And you're going to get a memory that most other people will never have. And I know that that sounds like not very comforting right now, but I do think at some point later in life, it'll be endearing and it'll be special to you because you got to do it in a special way. And, and that's something too. So anyways, I won't keep rambling, but I just wanted to tell you that just, person to person, that I want you to know everyone at Glenn has worked very hard to make this the best that we possibly can within the restraints and the restrictions that we've been mandated with and imposed with. And whether those restrictions are right or fair, this or that, it's not for here nor there. We're going to make this an awesome ceremony for you. And so I hope you're excited about it. I know we all are. And I hope you're, planning to come out and be a part of this. And I'm sure we'll be able to send you more information in the future. But I wanted to get that out to you so that you have some idea what to expect, when to expect, and all that. And I'll get you more information soon about when you get to sign up. So anyways, hope that helps. I'll talk to you guys soon.